Speak for yourself.
Hello and welcome. Over the coming half hour, we'll be reflecting on a year in the history of KYTV and letting you, the viewer, have your say in Speak for Yourself. And we'll be taking a look behind the cameras. Very interesting. Later, with our chairman, Sir Kenneth Yellowhammer, and our studio guests, we'll be discussing all aspects of KYTV. But first, in as unbiased and impartial a way as possible, we look back at the amazing success story of this last year and the brilliant way in which some of the wonderful programs on our sensational channel are put together. With the arrival of KYTV, people finally had a real choice. Viewers were bored of seeing the same old people on television. KYTV provided a different voice. Hello, welcome to KYTV. From the outset, there were to be a constant stream of distinguished visitors to the station. Mother Teresa of Calcutta dropped in to talk about her mission and hopes for an end to world poverty, and joined in with Mad Hattie on our early morning exercise. Early advertising was initially controversial. Lock up your grannies, here come the fannies! It resulted in the station being taken off the air before it had actually started broadcasting. The station was launched by the Sensational Six, as they were called, but they were soon to become the Sensational Five, after the head of special features left because of other commitments. And teething problems were to lead to other early cutbacks.
Good evening. The 8 o'clock news on KYTV. I'm James Stubbs. The headlines tonight: I've just been made redundant.
Well, as you can see, there's a marvellous atmosphere here. And you know, in many ways, it's just like one big happy family.
No, you can't possibly have the afternoon off. Well, if you feel you must be there, I suggest you bury your mother outside company time.
What is the pond without a fish? What is the wishing well without a wish? What is the wall without a dish? KYTV.
Good morning, madam. I'm from KYTV, and I wondered if you'd be interested in installing a satellite dish.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not really interested.
Well, I hope you get there, Frizzly.
Hello. Yes, I'm phoning up about Jack Nicholson. Yes, it's Damien Dixon here, and I've got a part that I think is absolutely terrific for Jack. Yes, well, he's very laid back, smiley, a hint of menace, dark glasses, yes. Yes, so it's King Harold I, and it's called One in the Eye. No, it's telly. No, it's not the BBC, no, it's KYTV, and we're really very excited.
KYTV has quickly established a reputation for top-quality dramas.
Oh, Frederick, come in.
Sorry, I'm late, love.
Sit down,
sorry.
Well, I'll no be needing any milk today, Mrs. McNaughton.
Will you not, Alistair?
This is a play set in Scotland, and attracts a star-studded cast.
Hold it. Jeremy.
Is it anger, do you think?
No, I don't think anger.
Jealousy?
Well, look.
Jeremy is troubled by the fact that he only has one line and is having difficulty finding his motivation.
Curiosity. A little bit of curiosity, maybe.
Little bit of curiosity.
Try it with that in mind.
Right. Can I take your bag, sir?
Yes, good.
Yes. Yes, I think it's better with that little bit of curiosity.
Yes.
Oh, hello, I'm phoning up about Robert De Niro. Yes, I've got a part that I think is absolutely Robert to a T. Yes, body weight constantly going up and down. New York wise guy says things like, "Did you screw my wife?" Yes, it is King Harold I. How did you know? You look after Jack Nicholson and I've just phoned you. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, I certainly will rotate on it. Yes, thank you. Bye.
Of course, although the station occupies most of my efforts, I still have time for one or two outside interests, in particular raising money for good causes. Excuse me. Yes? Well, tell the parents if they don't pay up by 6 o'clock, we'll send him his ear in a box. And we're also particularly proud of our minorities programs, in particular the program for the deaf and blind.
And what time do you broadcast that?
Actually, we don't broadcast it at all, but they don't know the difference.
Well, I'm in charge of colour quality control here at the station.
I've seen some f***ing shambles in my life. Pull your bloody fingers out, all right? Okay, let's go again. Get it f***ing right this time. Right, settle. Good evening. This is the Right Reverend Wright with today's After Worship. I think we'll move on. Yesterday's programs. Now, one or two complaints on the duty log. The Reverend Wright's dramatic attack of flatulence during his pause for thought. The 5-minute speech by the Leader of the Opposition, which we broadcast backwards. And the incident with the sheep during the Hobbies program. But apart from that, pretty good evening, I thought. Yes, anybody got anything to say about the Birmingham 6 Guildford 4 piece? Well, it certainly looked like a sports story when it came up on the video printer, but I know it's something to do with a criminal case of some sort.
That's right.
But I thought the sports department covered it pretty well. Paul Gascoigne certainly did us a bloody good piece to camera outside the Old Bailey.
You can see sports presenters disagree. Naked people making cheese. Reporters standing in the KYTV.
KYTV was soon to become noticed for the quality of its sports coverage.
And Eric Bristow just requires double 20. Double 10. Double 5. Game and match to Eric Bristow.
Roll credits.
8,
Stand by camera 2.
1,
Coming to you, studio.
3,
Stand by to run VC. Coming in on 2.
7,
Cut to 3.
4.
And cue David.
Hello and welcome to Good Day Sport.
Chelsea won up.
And I can straight away give you the news that Chelsea are beating
Leeds.
United by a goal.
Dixon the scorer.
That's Kerry Dixon who got the all-important goal, apparently.
Palace 2 up.
And Crystal Palace, I understand, are now 2 up.
Do you want a sandwich, John?
In their match against
Luton.
Luton Town.
Yeah.
Scorers there
Egg and lettuce.
were egg and lettuce. The two new signings.
Cricket, England on 96.
In Australia, England are currently playing
With cucumber.
with a cucumber. Apparently, it's playing their poor form at the moment.
Brown on 47. Atherton.
So far, Derek Brown's on 47, I gather. That's not bad going.
Do you want it on white?
And Atherton
On Brown.
on Brown.
US Golf Open.
US Golf Open.
Langer and Woosnam at the 17th.
Bernhard Langer and Ian Woosnam are on the 17th.
Yeah, anything else, love?
And are currently
Have a picnic.
having a picnic.
And a Mars bar.
And a Mars bar if we don't have any topics.
Across to Bill Saunders.
Go over to Bill Saunders in Atlanta, where Sandy Lyle's on the 14th. Tea with milk and no sodding sugar this time. What's the matter with that?
Okay, well, let's move on to today's show. Right, the homeless story, Mike.
Yeah, well, I thought I might do a piece where I go down and spend the night amongst them on the embankment.
And you'll be sleeping in a cardboard box under Waterloo Bridge.
No, in the Savoy Hotel. I will be in a cardboard box.
Great. Martin?
Yes?
Empty the waste paper baskets for us, will you?
Right. Yes, that's great. Oh, that's lovely. Terrific. Yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, we've got Charles Brandreth. He doesn't mind if we put his eye out.
KYTV, the best, shows itself.
Well, of course, there's an immense amount of paperwork to do with running a station like this. This, for instance, is where we keep all the documentation to do with the Australian shows that we buy in. This is where we keep all the documentation to do with the American shows. And this is where we keep all the documentation to do with the shows that we make ourselves.
No, we're going again.
Now, Sir John, you've seen it all, remember. You're a man of the world, so there's a touch of resignation. But on the other hand, you're ruthless and determined, so there's an underlying bitterness. Okay? Reserve and resentment, indifference, but acerbic. Right. Off you go. In your own time, Sir John.
New comfy press-on towels for your intimate needs.
That's it. That's it.
Is your pet too fat? And is all-out nuclear war and the destruction of all life on Earth a good thing or not? Hello, and welcome to Flex. Yes, gentleman over there, with his hand up. Okay.
I'd just like to ask why people like me, the silent majority, have never heard of programs like this.
Well, we've just heard from you, in fact.
Thank you.
You know, one of the great pleasures to me about doing my show for Flex is the chance I get to meet so many wonderful people. Do you mind just shutting up for a minute? My television program, not a bloody zoo. Very lovely to see you. Yes, who would like to come in on this, then?
Yes, I'd like to put in a word on behalf of the silent majority.
Yeah, not you, somebody else. Yeah, gentleman at the back.
The way people ignore other people.
Hold on a second. Yes, just hang on a second. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me.
Good. I'd just like to know exactly what she thinks about that.
Okay.
Yes.
So you seem to be upset.
Yes,
Why is that?
because you just hit me in the face with a microphone.
Being silent. Will you let me be silent?
Certainly. Anybody else?
And wind my cup.
Mike.
About that. Anybody want to... I'll wind it up now, Kevin.
Should fat people be allowed to marry?
Wind him up. Shut him up. Stop him. Just tell him to shut the up.
Rex says, can you shut the up, please, Mike?
KYTV.
Speak for yourself. I understand both your sons work here.
Yes, that's right, but I don't want to give you the impression it's just jobs for the boys.
No?
No, I've got my wife and daughter jobs here as well. Yes? No, keep the boy and send the ear. They're not going to cough up much for his ear if they've already got the rest of him, are they? Bye, Mother.
Are you surprised at not being given a post in the new cabinet?
No. No, not really, no.
Thank you very much. Have a look at this. What is it? Well, once you reach stage 3, you have to dodge a group of ninja monkeys and then jump over a swamp full of turtles.
Okay, Martin, now the key thing is to grab their attention as soon as they arrive, all right?
Oh, right. Right, yes.
Mr. Lamont! Mr. Lamont! Mr. Lamont!
Well, KYTV is, of course, subject to the strictest censorship. And the man responsible here for deciding what words can and cannot be said is, of course, Sir Kenneth Yellowhammer.
Yes, well, there's a very definite hierarchy of words you can and cannot use. One thinks of, for example, which is completely unacceptable. And there are others, such as or which are in many respects just as bad. But take a word like yes, now that's unacceptable in the context, get that out of my face, but completely innocuous if you would say my favourite film is Dick Tracy.
So on the whole, what are the words that cannot be used?
Well, that would depend, I suppose.
Shag?
I won't, bless you. No, I have to be getting home. Oh, I see. Shag. No, well, shag is acceptable in most contexts. But the definite no-nos are and tits. Yes, you can't say tits.
Oh, but you just said it.
Yes, but your producer will bleep it out.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course he will.
KYTV Movies, the family favorite.
Well, I'm currently standing here in the editing suite with KYTV's chief editor, Malcolm... Malcolm, perhaps I could ask you, how exactly does editing something like the news help?
By taking out the ums and the ahs and those sort of things, and generally rendering a piece of speech more concise, you know, it will eventually make it more concise, really.
Yes. Well, perhaps you could show me an example.
Yes. Well, if I show you, for example, the piece I'm working on at the moment, this is the unedited version coming up just now.
Firstly, I am convinced that this government's immigration policy is crass and retarded, and anything they do, I say, should be treated with the utmost scepticism and hopefully ignored. For example, in reality, I am sure that the rights of a black man and woman with a large family are not properly guarded. I am driven mad by politicians and the like, who suggest that such people should be deported at the earliest opportunity. Get rid of racism, believe me, and the world will be a better place.
Yes, you see, and this is the edited version.
Firstly, I am crass and retarded. Anything I say should be ignored. No. In reality, I am a black woman with a large family. I am mad and should be deported at the earliest opportunity. Get rid of me, and the world will be a better place.
You see? Makes a lot more sense. Let me just show you this. Here's what your house would look like with the satellite dish. Now, as you can see, it's tasteful, it's prestigious, very nice. And here's what it would look like if you don't get one. As you can see, all your windows, the stars gone. So, Brian, what's it to be?
And in order to find out how much our audience are enjoying our programmes, we put a camera on top of some of their televisions to record their reactions.
Hello, and welcome to today's act of worship. This is very much a time when our thoughts turn to contemplation.
And welcome to another edition of Mike's About, the show that's made by and for every member of the family out there in our wonderful family of KYTV. Now, it's very simple. You can play at home. You know what to do.
Yes, so.
Just...
So, a year of no little success, as you can see. And with me now in the studio to discuss what we've seen and the rest of the year's output are John Tipley, a member of the RSC and currently appearing in Sooty's Magic Wonder Show and a couple of margarine ads. Sally Mason, author of Goodbye Mum, the new Granada TV situation comedy with Molly Sugden, and last week's moving play about euthanasia, Goodbye Mum. Hello. And finally, Malcolm Grace, art critic for Forum magazine and a devout homosexual.
Hello.
Right.
What? Yes. Now, we've received a large number of letters concerning political bias in our current affairs output. And to show how seriously we take these allegations, here to answer them in our studio is our head of carpets. Now, do you have any reason to think these allegations are true?
No.
No? Splendid. Thank you very much indeed, Sir Kenneth.
So let's turn now to the daily weather forecast. We get a lot of letters in each week about this. Did you like the weather this week, John Tipley?
Yes, I thought it was marvellous.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Beautifully sunny.
Yes, it's only a shame that KYTV spent the week forecasting rain.
Did we?
I think the problem was that the forecasts were repeats from last January.
Well, let's now hear the views of our highly respected studio audience. Yes, ugly woman in the front row.
You don't seem to put on any schools programs. Why is that?
Well, because I myself am not a great believer in them, per se.
What, schools programs?
No, schools. Dangerous thing, education. Turns people into communists, in my opinion. Next, yes.
What colour are your socks?
I'm sorry, I can't see what that's got to do with anything. Next question. Yes, sir.
Said last week at a CBI dinner that all KYTV's output was crap and that it was a sterilised service run by units for the benefit of morons. Do you stand by that?
I don't think I actually answered your question fully, did I? They're sort of blue and white striped with a zigzag pattern down the outside. They're really rather lovely. Anyway, I think that's probably enough questions for the time being. Mike Flex.
Well, there have been some controversial shows over the last year. A number of you have written in, for instance, about our Sunday morning programme, especially for Indians, entitled Hello Indians. And several of you have accused our show, God Alone Knows, of trivialising religion and turning it into a branch of showbiz, a charge which is strongly denied by our advisor on rabbinical affairs, Rabbi Rabbit.
Call Rabbi Rabbit for a song, a dance, and a theological annotation of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yes, thank you for that.
Have I got the Dead Sea Scrolls? No, I always walk like this. Shalom, mate.
Shalom, and yes, thank you very much for dispelling those accusations so completely. And Mrs. Sheila Oakes writes to complain that
your presenters are extremely abrupt. You never really listen to what people say and keep cutting them off in the middle of a...
OK, well, that's, I'm afraid, all we've got time for right now. A quick reminder of the address to write to if you have any complaints. Sir Kenneth.
Thank you. Well, let's move on now to discuss some of the more experimental programming this year. John Tipley, what did you think of our international investigative news program being fronted by Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, well, I thought he had a definite sensual appeal and was quite effective in the bits in between speaking.
Yes, Sally Mason, is that true, do you think?
Well, personally, I'd like to shag the living daylights out of him.
I beg your pardon?
I'd like to Roger him rigid. Speaking personally.
Yes, I'd agree with that.
And now on KYTV, more about what you can see on KYTV.
Tu me passes le sel.
Besoin de sel?
Coming soon on KYTV as part of our Going French season, Jean-Jacques Babezier's 1964 classic, Un homme et du sel.
Right, let's take some more questions from the lower classes. Yes, man in a cheap suit.
What do you say to criticisms that your merger with BSE TV was in fact a takeover?
Well, it's absolute nonsense. It's a perfectly fair merger. From KYTV, we took the programmes, the staff, and the buildings, and from BSE TV, we took the comfy chairs and the jiffy bags.
What about the name?
Well, from KYTV, we took the first two letters, and we took the second two letters from BSE TV to form the completely new title, KYTV. So, let's have no more talk about a takeover. Yes, next person. No, not you, you're too fat. Person behind you. I'd like to speak up for the silent majority. No, not you, thank you, someone else. Yes, the man with the bad skin complaint.
Would the panel tell us whether they think that the merger of KYTV and BSTV is a cataclysm that set back the development of satellite television with regard to teleconferencing?
Malcolm Grace, would you like to answer that one?
I'm afraid I didn't quite catch the question.
Well, I think what the questioner was asking was, would the panel tell us whether they think the merger between KYTV and BCTV is a cataclysm that set back the development of television with respect to teleconferencing? No. Right, straight answer to a straight question then. Good, yes. Lady with the coat and blouse that clash.
I've noticed during your news bulletins that there's very often a little logo in the corner saying CNN. Are you simply stealing other people's pictures?
Certainly not. No, it simply means that there's a continuity announcement coming up.
What does it stand for, then?
Continuity announcement next. Obviously. Let's take a break.
Good old yellow pages. Not just for the nasty shits in
Spot this special offer on a KYTV satellite dish in today's Daily Star, and you could be entitled to a free KYTV satellite dish. And if you get a free KYTV satellite dish, then you could be entitled to a free copy of the Daily Star. So buy the Daily Star today, and you could get a free copy of the Daily Star, plus a chance to get a KYTV satellite dish.
This offer is only available to owners of a KYTV satellite dish.
Malcolm Grace, the new play that was broadcast this week, which took a sensitive look at one man's psychiatric problems and how he came to terms with it.
Hey, look at me, I'm bonkers.
Yes. Did you think it was a good drama?
No, I didn't.
Sally Mason, what about you?
No, I don't think Malcolm Grace thought it was a good drama either.
No, but what did you think yourself?
Oh, I liked it. I liked whoever played the sympathetic ward sister in particular.
John Tipley?
No, I think it was an actress of some sort.
John Tipley, how would you sum up the stand of the programme so far? Abysmal. Abysmal. Sally Mason, yes. Do you think that's fair?
I think it's positively generous in the circumstances.
Positively generous. Malcolm Grace.
That wasn't a question.
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh. Well, John Tipley, then, you've been taking a look at Sally Mason this evening. How did you find her?
I beg your pardon, I have not.
Haven't you? Maybe it was me, then. Malcolm Grace. Was that not a question again?
No.
Oh. It must be me. Mine's gone. Well, let's finally look at a major new drama series which starts tonight with a special feature-length breadwin episode. Oh, I said boiled egg.
No, you said bread bin.
Oh, thank God for that.
Coming shortly to KYTV.
We're doctors, goddammit!
I need help. Quickly.
A major new drama series set in the hitherto secret world of chiropody.
Bunions.
These are my ingrowing toenails, John. I'll deal with them as I see fit.
Your son will need a corn pad for the rest of his life.
Starting soon on KYTV.
Malcolm Grace used the music there. Do you think it was a good idea?
Yes, I thought it definitely helped the mood.
And the title, Sally Mason, was that a good title?
Yes, I liked it. Very appropriate.
And John Tipley, the programme so far, have you enjoyed it?
Yes, fine.
And the meal in the canteen beforehand, Sally Mason, was that a good idea?
Yes, it was lovely.
Yeah, and my wife, Malcolm Grace, do you think she's a nice woman?
Yes, charming.
John Tipley, do you like my wife?
Because she's very nice, yes.
Yes, she was once described by my mother as a venomous slut. Sally Mason, do you think that's fair?
I'm sorry, I thought we were supposed to be discussing television programmes.
Discussing television programmes, yes. Is that a good idea, do you think?
Yes, I think it's a very good idea.
John Tipley, what do you think about discussing television programmes?
Well, that's what we're doing, isn't it?
Is it what we're doing, Malcolm Grace?
Can we not just see another extract?
Yes, can we see another extract? What do you think, producer? Yes, he says yes, apparently. Sally Mason, do you think it's right?
Can we just see the extract?
Can we just see the extract, John Tipley?
I'd very much like to.
Right, well, it comes from a show that was broadcast last Monday night. John Tipley, do you think it was a good idea being last Monday night?
Well, it was last Monday night, wasn't it?
Was it last Monday night, Malcolm Grace?
Well, you said it was.
Did I say it was, Sally Mason?
Of course you did, you stupid trout.
I'm a stupid trout. Is that fair, do you think, Malcolm Grace?
Shut up and just watch the extract.
Should I shut up, John Tipley?
Look, you're an incompetent old bog, and no more present a television programme than I could give birth. The only thing you can think of to say is that fair, and was that a good idea? And the only reason you're presenting this programme is because you own the bloody station. You're a self-obsessed, bigoted, neo-Nazi, power-crazed, pencil dick!
Sally Mason, do you think that's fair?